I'm Pam Masters, and I'm a collaborative family lawyer, which is to say that I'm a settlement specialist, and I guide couples and families on the difficult journey of divorce without court involvement. I do this in ways that protects children, preserves financial assets, and creates healthy co-parenting relationships. Today, I'm going to share with you an experience that I had that has profoundly changed the way that I approach people who engage in behaviors that I disapprove of, or that have disappointed me, or that's done something that's upsetting to me. How often does that happen in a divorce or co-parenting relationship? All the time, right? So hopefully this will help you. I was driving to the courthouse on a summer day, and I was in a bit of a hurry because I was running a tiny bit late. I do not generally speed, and especially not in the vicinity of the courthouse because it's congested, it's near the library and a baseball field, and the road is rather narrow. But I was hustling to get to court on time. Anyway, the speed limit's 25 miles per hour, and I was doing a bit over that. I don't think much, maybe 30, maybe 35. Well, on my right was a parking lot where there are usually not a lot of cars, but this day there were a lot of cars. And I realized that a summer camp for kids was going on at the baseball field, which is also on the right. So right about when I had that realization, a coach appeared walking towards the road and me, and he looked at me, not with judgment or anger. He didn't yell at me or give me the finger. He simply held up 2 fingers on one hand and 5 on the other, twice. The speed limit, 25. He sort of nodded at me, and I took my foot off the gas and gave him a wave to say, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was speeding. My immediate reaction was an attempt to justify in my own mind that I was not speeding, which is what most of us do when we're confronted with behavior that's wrong, right? But that quickly dissolved away as I began to appreciate how he had handled it. He was concerned about the kids in his care, and he was being kind to me and expressing that. He saw my humanity, and he didn't shame me. He gave me what I've come to call a gentle rebuke. Now, had he yelled at me and gestured at me, he would have become in my mind the bad guy, that he was a jerk, and how dare he treat me this way. And it wouldn't have been about my speeding. It would have been all about him and his bad behavior. I would have judged myself in some way better than him and then not held myself accountable. I wouldn't have felt the need to do that. Guess what? Good people speed, right? Doesn't make you a bad person. I've thought of this experience countless numbers of times. Yes, when somebody's speeding in my neighborhood, for sure. And they always slow down when I give the gentle rebuke, right? I used to yell and gesture, but they never slowed down then. The gentle rebuke has worked every time. And I think it's because of the same reason it worked on me. I know that co-parents can do things that make your blood boil. I know that sharing children is hard and heartbreaking. I know that sometimes co-parents are just jerks. But I also know that most of the time, most of us are doing the very best we can. And we all deserve to be respected, treated with kindness, given an opportunity to change behavior, which is far more likely after a gentle rebuke than it is after a harsh reprimand. Bonus tip, you might also try the gentle rebuke with your kids. You'll be amazed at what may happen. As always, I would love to talk to each of you personally about this or any other matter relating to divorce or child custody, of course in the collaborative context. There's tons of information on my website at www.masterscdc.com. You can check out our Facebook page at the Collaborative Divorce Center. You may call my office, 386-271-8044, or you may email me, pam@masterscdc.com. I would love to work with each and every one of you in the context of divorcing differently in a collaborative, constructive way without court involvement.